This is Brighton's Extra-Mural Cemetery, and today I'm going to follow the tomb trail and have a look at some well-known people and also some interesting headstones. From Elm Grove to Meadowview isn't one large cemetery, it's actually 4 different cemeteries, all adjacent to each other. 3 of them are council. That's this one, Extra-Mural Cemetery, which is where most of the Victorian tombs are. And then next to it you have the Woodvale Cemetery and Crematorium, which is a bit newer, but I still think it's closed for burials. Over the road is the Council Bear Road Cemetery, which has a lot of Commonwealth headstones in it. And just past that as well actually is the Brighton Jewish Cemetery, but sort of still attached. And then at the top is the Downs Crematorium and Brighton and Preston Cemetery, which are run by Dignity. Here's the grave of John Nelson Goulty. He was the pastor of Union Street Chapel. That's the one in the South Lanes that's been turned into a bar. It says here that he was one of the 2 promoters of this cemetery. On the other side is Elizabeth, his wife, and their fondly loved daughter, also Elizabeth. Here is an actor that appeared on the stage in England and the USA. He was born in Brighton, and beneath this monument are the ashes of Edward S. Willard, actor, died 1915. This is the chapel, and I've never seen it open, but it looks in pretty poor condition from what I can see. And around the back of it you have the catacombs and this very interesting vault. Again, pretty bad condition. Over the years the statues have lost digits, hands. It's very overgrown. You can hear pigeons inside. So who knows what a mess it is inside. And just next to that vault is the Hannington's family grave. If you know Hannington Lane, just off North Street, there used to be the big department store in Brighton. A lot of the writing on these vaults is now completely unreadable, although some of them aren't too bad. That's an interesting one. Captain Laz Shoemaker, late Captain 4th United States Cavalry, born at Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, USA. Died Brighton, 1898. Here's probably the most imposing grave. It's John Collingwood, not sure who he is, but it certainly stands out. And in the grave, inside here there's a lot of graffiti. We've got some from 1986, 2005, 2024. Still going on. 97 over there. This is Frederick William Robertson. He was a preacher at the Trinity Chapel in Brighton, which is now Fabrica, the art gallery. He was apparently very popular back in his day. People used to come from miles around to see him. The church used to be packed. Toon Trail start point is just near the chapel, and it is all uphill. This is the grave of William Russ Pugh, formerly of Launceston, Tasmania, afterwards of Melbourne, Victoria, died in London. And he was a famous anaesthetist. Okay, so there's this metal plaque on the bottom. Was the first physician to administer a general anaesthetic for a surgical operation in Australia. June 7th, 1847. Grave with restored tablet placed by an anaesthetist from the United Kingdom and Australia in 1968. And And okay, we've got his wife on the side, Annie, also from Australia, died in 1874. And just up from here, it's a railway engineer who has a massive monument. So he was an engineer for London and Southern Railways, and obviously made quite a bit of money because it's a massive monument. Always respected enough for people to get one built for him like that. Here's another quite large grave. As you can see, it's a lot bigger than the others around here. Halbert Knight Brown. He illustrated a few things: Charles Dickens, Harrison Ainsworth, Charles Lever. He was well known by his pen name Fizz. Died 1882. And he was good friends with Charles Dickens. He's most known for David Copperfield, Pickwick, Martin Chuzzlewit and Bleak House. So yeah, he's just on a hill somewhere very hard to find. Coming up to this bit of the hill, there's a lot of family vaults. These big ones here, and these ones in the wall. Here's the grave of Sir John Goulty Burroughs, and he was a co-founder of the Extra-Mural Cemetery company. There's a statue of him on Old Steam. just on the other side of the path to Sir Burroughs is Edward Bransfield. Died 31st of October 1852, aged 67 years. The first man to see mainland Antarctica in January 1820. So some writing above this one, but I can't make out at all what it says. So on the corner here we've got this vault. Edmund Chaplin Baldwin, OBE. Also of Harry Bardsley Chaplin Baldwin, son of the above. Dorothy, wife of Edmund. And John, son of Harry and Emma Baldwin. But it looks quite beautiful inside, of what you can see of it anyway. So here's the Bevan family tomb, and they were heirs to Barclays Bank, being related to David Barclay. It's just opposite here. Now, somewhere in this part is William Moon, who invented Braille, but it's too overgrown to find it. This section here is called the Military Bank, so I'm guessing that's where a lot of old soldiers are and their families. But just around the back here, there is this massive monument, which is for the Ford family, and I don't actually know much about them, but it's huge. And just behind that is the grave of Dorothy Stringer, OBE, which, if you know Brighton, Dorothy Stringer used to be a school. I assume it still is, but they've renamed a lot of them. It's back to the Military Bank. This is for the Kennard family. I'm not sure who they are, but it's quite unusual. Next section there's a few bit more modern headstones. That one there's 1980. And then coming up is the end, is the Extra-Mural Cemetery. Just on the other side of this wall is Woodvale Cemetery, which I'll leave for another day. There's a few interesting people in there. It's a memorial to a Doctor Who actor. So there we go. That is the boundary limit.